Yeah, I'll fix it here, and we've got a brand new project. We're putting in the water softener, and this is the new softener. I've got it out of the box. So I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before, but you can learn right along with me. Follow me, let's do it. So one thing is, you'd think there would be a little booklet here with a quick start guide or how-to, but there isn't. I have looked and looked, and there is nothing in here. And there is a helpful resources thing right here, installation videos and so forth. You just use your phone or whatever and get your how-to stuff right there, or just go to some YouTube channels and look at how to do it. It looks like we have a loop coming here designed for the water softener. So that's going to be an inlet, outlet, and drain. So I'm surprised to see a drain this high up, but whatever. When you transport it, be sure to keep it upright. They say don't tip them over, and then you're going to need, of course, a pipe to come in from the house. This is all designed with a place to hook a water softener, and there's one pipe here. I got the second one. This is like $36 or something for that dumb thing. So one of the first things I think I'm going to do is hook this up, because we got to have these things. We got to have these hooked on to hook it to the back there. Included is a little tube of grease, and the first thing I did was grease up the little rubber O-rings and slide those on to here, and also on to here. All right, I'm going to take this off and make it easier to get to everything. So I noticed that when I took this off earlier, that the back pulled up and then the front was stuck. So I discovered the way to fix that is to pull out a little bit on the front when you pick it up, because there's little plastic things here that are trying to grab right in the little hole. Now we can really see what we're doing here. So the idea is we're going to have to hook these into here by way of this thing. So let's just put this. So you can put this way if you want to. If your inlets are down low or something, you know, you could do that. But our inlets are kind of up on the higher side, so we're going to turn it this way. And we're going to put these, well, I got to take these little keepers out of here. Looks like the little keepers are in the way. Also, the power thing is here. Take the power thingamajiggy dealy bobber doody thingy off of there. And then we take these plastic ring thingamabob thing dealy bobber wobber thingies out of here. I think you just pry up and out. Yeah. So it looks like I just pulled up and they didn't break, luckily. I stretched them out like that, and then they come out. So let's try it over here. Yeah, whew. Wow, I was worried that was going to break. Okay, we got that out of there. And now, what we can do is push this in here. How far does it go? I think it's got to go further than that. So I'm going to support back here with my hand and push. Yeah, that seems better now. Okay, now I'll bet you these things just go back on there like so. There. I think that's how that goes. These things are going to go in here the same way. This doesn't seem like it has quite enough grease on it. I'm going to just grease it up a little bit more. We'll stick that down in there. Okay, these little deals, seems to me like they go right there. These little plastic things, you worried they're going to break, but they don't seem to break. They go right on there. You know, it's funny, they didn't come with a how-to manual or anything. That looks like an overflow thing to go on the side of here. Somewhere back here. Yep, right there. That's going to go in there, and then we got one of these hoses goes on there. And then that's supposed to go down to a drain or something, but I guess we'll go down to the floor. Now this is on, that's on, that's on, this on, this on, this on. I even put this on. Oh, can you see where I did that? See, I hooked that on there. Drain, that's like an overflow drain thing. Okay. What do we do now? What do we do now? We'll have to consult with the online thing and see what's next. You know, that overflow thing. The other end of it, we're actually going to attach right here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put this on here. And attach this right there. Just like so. Squeeze and attach. And then this hose, we're going to actually cut it in half. That way there's two hoses instead of one. I have just turned off the water to the water heater. The gas was off on the water heater, and I turned the water off to the house as well. And because I don't want this squirting all over the place too badly, I opened one valve in the side the house, water valve, like a sink, bathroom sink, and release some of the pressure that way before I take this off and see how much water comes out of here. I'm not sure. But you might want to put buckets underneath or whatever, because there could be considerable water in the system. Once again, my handy dandy everything pliers, which is probably not the right tool for this job. However, it's the everything tool that works for all jobs practically, and so everybody should have one of these in their toolbox. So I'll put a link to where you can, you know, these things on Amazon or something. Hey, look at that, there wasn't very much water coming out of there. By the way, one of these is in and one of them is out, and I'm not going to take any chances on figuring out. I'll just, after I get this off of here, I will actually crack the water back onto the house just enough to see which pipe the water is coming in at, to make sure I have the right inlet valve, which I think it's going to be this one, but we'll see. So there we go. Now, I didn't have to take this completely off because this could be have remained there and then put it on here, but I do want to just check and see how it's looking, and sure enough, this rubber washer does not look good at all. It looks awful. And so, yeah, I don't really want to use this. I mean, the pipe is probably fine if I can find a good rubber washer to go in there. If not, I'll replace the whole pipe, which is like $36 or something, so hopefully I can get a good rubber washer for that. Oh, by the way, right now, I just want to crack the water on just for a second, just to see which pipe is the right pipe the water's coming in. Okay, which one was it? Could you see? It was this one, right? That's what I think it was. Although I see water dripping out of both of them. Now I got to do it again to check. It was definitely this one. All right, cool. Okay, what I did now is I took my new pipe and hooked it back up to the loop because this pipe is such bad condition with the bad rubber thing in here. And just to give the family here water again temporarily while I go away, I hooked that loop back up and turned the water on. Now I got to go find rubber washers or a whole new line. I went to the store and went all over the place looking for these little washers. Very hard to find, but I managed to get them. So now we're going to turn the water off to the house again and then hook this into here and this one over to here. I turned the water back onto the house. I opened the water faucet in the bathroom to let some air out. I turned the water back on to the hot water heater, and now the instructions for this thing, which I looked up online, says to start with putting about 3 gallons of water inside of here. So I got what I think is about 3 gallons of water. And we're going to put it in here. What do we do now? What do we do now? We look at the online thing.
After you have added the water, you will need to add salt. We recommend filling the softener about half full with salt. Next, you will need to sanitize the water softener. To do this, you will need...
Okay, wait, let's add the salt. Let's go one step at a time. Here comes the salt. There's one. We definitely need another bag, at least another bag, so I got another bag over here. Okay, what did we do last? We put the water in there, we put the salt in there, and then we took this cap off of this little tube down in here, and we put about 3 ounces of, Purex stuff in there, and we'll see what do we do next. Let's see, what does it say? What do we do next?
You're almost done.
Hey,
the
we're almost done.
last step in the process is to program the controls and recharge your unit. To start, plug the softener into a non-switch wall outlet.
Okay, all right. So we get it plugged in. Let's see. And we plug this in. Plugged in. Hey, we're all plugged in. Well, I lost the audio here. My microphone was off. Look at my phone though. You see that? That's off too. There's just a little circle thing going around and around. Yeah, they didn't give me a manual. They didn't, nothing on paper. And we're relying totally on getting your instructions on the phone, and then look at my phone, it's not working. I mean, when you lose your internet or something, you're stuck. But anyways, the lucky thing is, it really was not hard. From this point on, I mean, we already had the salt in there and everything. And so I set the clock first, and believe me, it's easier than setting the clock on your stove or anything. It's real easy. And then it asks you for how much salt did you put in, what's the level. And when you look inside, there's great big numbers. And so that's easy enough to plug that. It walks you right through it for you. So that's where, you put your Purex and all that. And you do this little cycle through, and it's really not hard. Good thing. Because they didn't help me any. Yeah. Would have been nice to have a manual, wouldn't it? Okay. I just wanted to follow up with the drain on this and some houses have this kind of a drain set up. Ordinarily, you'd have like a P-trap down below or a drain in the floor. But this goes through the wall here into a bathroom or something and the drain system over there. So we're having to do some adapting. Isn't that a beauty? But it actually works really good, and it looks funky, but it doesn't look as funky as it was. So anyways, here, what we had to use here, that was a, what is that, a hose barb, 5/8 by half. That adapted a piece of a garden hose to this stuff, and then this hose that comes with the unit goes into there quite nicely. I might even put another clamp possibly right here, or we could step down with another hose barb, but so far, I mean, this is working quite well actually. Okay, I'll fix it here, and definitely we got this fixed up now, so it's all happening now. I'll fix it here. You know what to do. Thumbs up and subscribe and all that kind of thing. See you on the next one. Ciao.